Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are in the Chamber Gallery in City Hall, where there is a brand new exhibit on display called Native American Visions 2, which we will take a closer look at a little bit later on. But first, we want to talk about the warm welcome received by Nevada Task Force 1 after their 13-day deployment to hurricane-ravaged North Carolina. The team is made up of 16 swiftwater rescue specialists, 3 from our very own Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Sue Levitt had a chance to sit down with 2 of the members and hear their experiences helping people in such dire need.
That's when we knew we were in the hurricane. We were actually, the rain was blinding. Our travel was down to about 5 miles an hour. Couldn't really see the vehicles in front of you. The rain was just torrential.
Just as Hurricane Florence was gaining power at sea and hurling toward the East Coast, our Nevada Task Force team was on their way to help, heading straight into the storm.
Just driving down there, you start to see the initial parts of the flooding, and then the more you get into the eye of the storm, it's just worse and worse. Trees are down, power lines are down, houses are, roofs are blown off. Gas stations, how they have the awning over their gas pumps, those are collapsed and sitting on the ground and with water over the top of them, and so you just start to see the destruction that Mother Nature can actually put on.
Our team from Nevada spent most of their time in Beaufort, North Carolina, where they stayed at a local fire station assisting the first responders there.
And we get to this brand new fire station with about 6 guys there, and they're welcoming 16 guys from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Once our team arrived, they were immediately sent out on boats to rescue people trapped and stranded in their homes.
We are busting our butts 24/7 out there and laughing and having a good time the whole time doing it. And we're feeding off that goodwill from those people, and it just keeps you energized.
And that energy was what kept our team going as they worked around the clock, not only helping with boat rescues, but anything else that was needed, including checking on a horse preserve to be sure the animals were safe, and at one point, a last-minute barbecue to cook food that was going to go bad from local restaurants left without power.
I get calls every day from people that haven't had a hot meal since this thing started 5 days ago. We started cooking and prepping, and they just kept filing in. I think total count, we had over 300 people we fed that night.
Everywhere our team went, they were met with gratitude from the people of Beaufort.
You guys came all the way from Las Vegas to help us? That is so wonderful. You guys are something special. We can't appreciate you anymore. We can't thank you more.
And the mayor of Beaufort personally came out to thank and meet our task force team to be sure they knew their good deeds given to his town would not go without notice.
He wanted us to know about the diversity and the kindness of the people there. And you're going, man, what kind of mayor is this?
Well, he's the kind of mayor that presents a key to his city to our task force team.
I'll say it's my first key to any city, so.
He made you proud that you were a Beaufort convert citizen that day. He didn't want us to just feel that we were here doing a job for a bunch of strangers. He wanted us to feel like, you know what, you're in our community, you're part of our community, you're part of our family. And it was awesome.
After 13 days serving the people of North Carolina, our team was sent back to Las Vegas.
You just want to stop and just turn around and go back and just keep on until they physically grab you and say you have to leave.
Our Nevada Task Force team received the call they were being deployed at about 11 p.m. Monday, September 10th. Within a few hours, they were packed up and ready to leave their stations here in Las Vegas. And by 2 a.m., they were on the road driving for 4 days straight to reach those people that needed their help so badly. A big sacrifice to make, leaving your own families behind to help those that were in need.
We got the call on Monday, but Friday I was supposed to be in Moab for my mother-in-law's 90th birthday. And when I got the call, I looked at my wife and she's like, go. I missed another grandchild being born. And, but they're here waiting for me when I get back. Those people needed the help right away.
And now safe back home, the team receives a warm welcome from friends and family members.
Just to have them there welcoming you home, it is kind of overwhelming.
For City Beat, I'm Sue Levitt.
Just last year, Chuck and Tony went to Houston and Florida to help people hit by hurricanes there, and who knows, they may be returning to Florida thanks to Hurricane Michael. Well, speaking of helping people, here in Las Vegas, we are very lucky to have the Cleveland Clinic Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health. Right now, they're conducting a study to show how exercise not only helps your body, but can help your mind. When it comes to exercise, there is no age limit. In fact, studies show that in many ways, the older we get, the more we can get out of working out. Because aside from keeping ourselves fit physically, it can do amazing things for us mentally and cognitively. Dr. Charles Byrne is the Associate Director of the Cleveland Clinic Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health. He explains there is evidence that exercising and getting your heart rate up can protect the brain, even slow down some diseases of the brain.
We know from studies of just large populations of people that individuals that exercise have a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease, just statistically. We know in studying animals that you exercise, that they actually produce chemicals in the brain that seem to protect cells from injury. This is more than just endorphins. This is actually substances that may nourish cells, that stimulate stem cells in the brain.
That is why he's hoping to get people to sign up for a study that's taking place at the center called Exert.
It's the first large study in the United States looking specifically at if exercise can delay the development of Alzheimer's disease dementia. We're one of actually about 20 sites in the nation that's involved in this in collaboration with the YMCA. And what we're trying to really determine is, does exercise and a specific dose of exercise delay problems with memory and thinking?
Here's the deal. Participants get a free membership at one of the 2 participating YMCAs and a free trainer to work with them.
We will be assessing them periodically on how their memory is doing, how they're functioning in their day-to-day activities.
Here are the requirements. You must be 65 to 89 years of age, men and women. You must already be showing or have been diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment, but still functioning normally in your daily activities. And you need to be healthy enough to participate in the exercises. If you choose to participate, you will not only benefit from the exercise and the information gathered, you will be helping others down the road to possibly improve or at least suspend further impairment from brain diseases.
You know, people complain, even myself sometimes, that, why don't drugs come out in our country sooner? Why are they coming out in other countries, and what's the problem with our FDA? And that's not really the problem. The problem is in getting studies completed, a main barrier is getting enough people to participate.
Getting more study participants accelerates research and results. So it is no exaggeration to say you could be that piece of the puzzle that sheds light on a cure.
Not only would they hopefully be helping themselves, but I think the outcome of the study may really inform the research and the scientific community on really what's the best we can do to prevent Alzheimer's disease.
So signing up is easy as picking up your phone. Just call 855-LOU-RUVO. And remember, your membership to the YMCA as well as your trainer is free throughout the study. Now, if this study doesn't appeal to you or you don't qualify for some reason, they're always conducting studies there. So just pick up the phone and give them a call for more information. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to introduce you to an accomplished artist who is giving his work away. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Michael Brown, from our Public Works Department. Michael, an architectural designer, is the definition of a responsible and conscientious employee, always going above and beyond to ensure that projects are completed in a timely fashion. Recently, Michael headed up the design process for a new Fire Station 3. Station 3 originally was built in 1980 and is one of the busiest stations in the city with more than 7,000 emergency responses a year. Michael worked through his weekends to ensure this project met a series of critical deadlines and will be built on time and on budget. The new station will cost $10 million and is scheduled to be completed in December of 2019. Congratulations to Michael Brown, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
「
Welcome back to City Beat from the Chamber Gallery here at City Hall. Now, admit it, you can't look at art, particularly brightly colored murals of, say, Dr. Seuss, rainbows and flowers, without smiling. And that's the idea behind many of the murals at our Las Vegas City schools, particularly our Reinvent schools, where at-risk families are given wraparound services. What you might not know is that many of those murals are done by an accomplished artist. He could probably charge a lot of money, but he does it for hugs and smiles. These bright murals here at Red Rock Elementary School do more than just decorate what used to be rather bland walkways. They deliver important messages about reading and teaching peace. And you can tell by the quality of the work, these were done by someone with a flair for art. They were done by this artist, Justin Lepper. He's not only a professional painter who can sell his work for top dollar at one of his galleries, he's also an art teacher who knows the importance of art in our schools. It all started when he started looking for schools for his young son about 4 years ago and found the schools to be, well, boring in decor.
It was grays, beiges, and nothing else, and little accent colors. And so I kind of got a chip on my shoulder and I was like, let's see what we can do. And I was like, let's go in and see if we can, paint some of these schools. And I found a couple schools that were willing to let me come in and do some work for them.
A couple of schools that let him work his mural magic turned into 13 schools. All of the murals are fun, and all of them have some sort of positive message or lesson.
Most of the ideas in this situation comes from the principal, the staff, and the students. So we kind of did a little town hall where we get everybody together. Some of the students are like, hey, we want Buzz Lightyear, we want Dr. Seuss, or we just want trees and happy sunshines.
We actually caught up with Justin in April as he outlined this big map of the United States. Mayor Carolyn Goodman was there to mark the spot where Las Vegas is located on the map. This, of course, is just one example of murals making learning fun.
This has been a much more fun way to teach them geography in the United States than to sit in front of the board and just point out the states. And so they go have the kids run out there, jump on the states, and then kind of grade them on that.
Red Rock Elementary School is one of more than a dozen Reinvent schools in our city. Schools where the City of Las Vegas and the Clark County School District provide wraparound services to kids and families in need.
The Reinvent program has absolutely been amazing to revitalize these schools and bring in that new energy that was kind of dead in these places.
Justin doesn't take money for his work. The schools just offer up supplies. But he says at this point in his successful career, he's not doing these works of art for money.
Because I realized how much the teachers would hug me. Some of them would cry, and the students would hug me, and some of them, they wouldn't cry, but they were just totally happy that there were these beautiful things on their property. And so in a strange way, that became the fuel to kind of push forward.
If you'd like more information about Justin's art or some of these projects, you can go to drlepper.com or follow him on social media at Dr. Lepper. Well, this is the time of year when the city really picks up on some of its outdoor activities, thanks to the fall being here and it actually starting to feel like fall. Here's a list of just a few autumn and Halloween events coming up. If you are interested in attending any of those events, you might want to call the center where they're being held. Some are free, some come with a small fee, and some have age restrictions. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, now that the dust has settled on the Main Street Improvement Project, we'll show you how it looks and how the businesses are feeling with the new vibe.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it here. So what are you waiting for? Just go to the site.
Welcome back to City Beat from the Chamber Gallery at City Hall. You know, now that the dust has settled on the Main Street Improvement Project, those who like to visit the eclectic shops, bars, and restaurants are thrilled with the changes. And so are the business owners who had to weather the construction storm. With crowds that rival First Fridays in downtown Las Vegas, locals, business owners, and tourists alike turned out on this warm Thursday evening, celebrating the improvements to this area of the Arts District. This now one-way street heading north is home to wide pedestrian-friendly sidewalks, bike lanes, landscaping, and inviting bistro lights to illuminate the nights. As we checked in with many of the business owners, the consensus was more than a year of construction was no easy feat, but with careful planning and loyal customers, they made it through. We are inside Main Street Peddlers with one of the owners, Sarah Collins. Thanks for inviting us in. Tell us what it was like during all that construction.
Well, there was a lot of things going on. The streets were made one way, and there was barrels on both sides. The streets were pulled up, but we did not suffer as much as our neighbors because we have off-the-street parking.
And a loyal fan base.
And thank God, all the people that have come here throughout the last 3 years braved the construction to come find us again because we are the friendliest antique mall in town.
Collins says this indoor collaboration of antique businesses is a place to find not only friendly dealers, but a wide variety of antiques. There is nostalgic Las Vegas souvenirs, furniture, tie-dyed fashions, and so much more. She and her co-owners believe their reputation, extra advertising, and a little off-street parking helped them weather the construction chaos, and they are thrilled with the outcome. Moving north to retro Vegas, more nostalgia, but this is mostly in the form of furniture and household accessories.
We specialize in mid-century modern furniture. That's furniture from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. And what we do is when we bring it in, of course it's not often in really good shape, but we try to bring it back to as close as what it was in the beginning. And as you can see from looking around the store, we do a pretty good job of it.
Bill Johnson and Mark Comstock started their business in 2008, survived the recession, and moved into this Arts District building in 2011. From the exotic dining room tables to this bright orange living room ensemble, everything in this shop is eye-catching and unique. My favorite, and apparently one of their favorites, is this pink kitchen they rescued from a homeowner on Rancho Circle. The husband wanted it out. The wife agreed, but insisted it go into storage.
We were able to pick it up from her out of her storage unit. And once we had it installed, we told her, and she came over and saw it, and she was so thankful that she saved it and that we were using it. And now it serves as a backdrop for photographers when they bring in their models and take pictures with the background, and then they pay us $150 an hour. Not a bad deal. So we will never sell it. It's iconic to our store.
Kind of got attached to the pink kitchen, didn't you? I don't blame you. It was the first thing that caught my eye, too. Johnson says they weathered a recession and the Main Street construction and are still standing. In fact, doing better than ever.
Construction was a bit difficult and taxing for everybody on the street. But now that it's done, business has been improving steadily. We're back to really where we were before and actually doing a bit better. So we're very happy. And the street looks beautiful.
We popped over to the other side of Main Street to visit a shop that stands out from the others. It's called Oddities, and the owners pride themselves in owning the weirdest store in town.
We sell everything from taxidermy, rogue taxidermy, wet preserves, funeral, circus, and medical antiques, and quackeries.
You have a little saying here, don't you, about Halloween?
Halloween 24/7. I knew when I opened this that this needed to be a kind of a dark tourist destination because most major cities now have some kind of oddity or curiosity shop. So people come to tourist locations looking for this kind of thing.
Vanessa Van Olstein says the construction on Main Street can be summed up really in one word.
Is chaos an answer? It was funny when they were jackhammering the pavement, I watched some of my taxidermy just spin in circles in the cases.
But when the construction was completed and the critters stopped spinning, she ended up pleased with the results. And if you look closely behind us, you'll see everyone in the shop appears to be pretty happy now. Heading back across Maine to Rebar. This unique establishment combines collectibles with cocktails. Where you can buy yourself a drink and the vessel in which it was served.
It's a one-of-a-kind place. It's an antique store and a bar. So everything inside of Rebar is for sale. Everything that the glass you're drinking out of, the bar stool you're sitting on, and anything on the walls. It's pretty cool. People seem to really enjoy it, and we just always say don't have too many drinks because it's dangerous. You might buy something that you'll be like, why did I buy this for?
The Main Street Improvement Project posed a challenge to Stonebarger, just as it did for all the business owners. But he said he knew it was coming, and knowing the city was planning the improvements actually contributed to him wanting his bar here in the middle of it all.
We knew that the Main Street one-way couplet was coming. We knew that it was going to be beautiful. We saw the drawings, and that's why we set up here. We knew it was going to be 2 years of pain, but now that we're through it, we're locked in here for a long time, and the future for the area looks really bright.
So not only is he back to serving and selling drinks and antiques, he's expanding to open another place called Nevada Taste Site. One more hop across Maine to the Velveteen Rabbit.
Velveteen Rabbit is a craft cocktail and beer bar in the Arts District downtown.
We serve innovative cocktails. We change it seasonally. And we also have 12 craft beers on tap. So there's something for everybody.
Pamela and Christina Dylag had the luxury of being open for a few years before the construction began. So like some of the other businesses, they had already started to build a following. And while they won't lie, there were some slow nights. They said they would just breathe and believe.
It was on our minds leading up to it for a good solid year. The city was definitely getting us prepared. And, we were just having a really positive attitude going into it. We're like, this is going to be amazing for our street. So we just had a really positive attitude throughout the whole thing. And honestly, there were some tough days for sure, but it's completely worth it now.
Now they feel like the energy outside matches the energy inside.
It's very walkable, it's very bright and shiny and new. It's just so beautiful with the trees. So I think everyone's really excited about it.
Yes, absolutely. I think everyone's feeling that newfound sense of energy and excitement, and new businesses are in the street, so it feels very well-rounded, lots of diverse businesses.
You can also see this story on Roku and Apple TV, where we here at KCLV are producing a new segment called Open for Business. We take you inside new and interesting businesses all across the city of Las Vegas. Now, the latest edition was actually done by producer Melissa Duran, where she takes us into a new Northwest restaurant called Frijoles and Frescas. Well, let's keep talking about food, but this food is not in a restaurant that's open to the public. It's time now for Code 3 Cooking with Fire. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Station 8 whipped up some fried chicken and waffles and all the trimmings. Now, this is usually a meal they throw together pretty quickly. Not this time, as you're about to see.
Oh, is that you? Rescue 8. Heat or cold exposure.
It's not me. I'm good. We're gonna make fried chicken and waffles with some collard greens and macaroni and cheese.
Is that a Firehouse special?
Yes, absolutely.
So you like to do this all on your own?
I do. Yeah, I do it on my own. If I get caught up, if we start running calls, then I get help. Most of the time I just have them help me cut up vegetables.
Oh, is that you? Rescue 8. Heat or cold exposure.
It's not me. I'm good.
District 2327. Anthem 93.
This is my organic, vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free chicken and waffles. I'm the only one that likes cooking. My grandma's from Mississippi, that's why everything I cook has bacon in it, or at least some sort of animal fat as a base. Surprisingly, nobody can make a sandwich like my grandma could. I have no idea why her sandwiches were the best, but they were.
Did she write down any recipes?
Absolutely not. Nope. It's the same way I cook. Everybody gets frustrated with me because I'm more than willing to show people how I cook. To write it down is difficult. I can do it, but. Unless somebody has a special request, if it's a special day or something like that, then I have no idea what I'm gonna cook until we get to the grocery store. And then I just go off of whatever, essentially whatever kind of meat's on sale, because that always costs the most.
Rescue 8. Truck 8. Heat or cold exposure.
That one's me. That's me. So our call was an older gentleman that spent too long in the Vegas heat. You're supposed to cover it with chicken broth, and I forgot it at home, so we're gonna make chicken broth out of bouillon. About 3 cups of flour. So we had salt, black pepper, and then paprika. And we repeat till we're done. I always put way too much cheese, way too much butter, way too much everything in there, everybody says, but it tastes the best that way. All right, y'all, here you go. Chicken, waffles, mac and cheese, and some collard greens. Dinner is served.
If you'd like that recipe, just go to kclv.tv. Thank you, Eric Sorensen, for another great cooking story. Well, as promised, as we go to close, we're going to show you some of the great art in this new exhibit, Native American Visions 2, here in the Chamber Gallery. We'll see you for the next City Beat.